Greetings everybody, January is hit, I'm unemployed, and I've had my annual urge to churn out videos again. So after nobody watched my last video about Sabrina Carpenter's Christmas special, I decided that you can always go home again. So here's episode 5 of TCAP from the hell state that is Florida, which I could have sworn was a guy. Also, let me know if you want a part 2 to my Lorne Armstrong video. There's a lot that's happened since that video came out and I could definitely make a part 2. So, to begin with, after we get a nice little montage of stuff that regular viewers will know by now that I absolutely really like, just because it shows how intensive the investigation and filming it is, we get our first person in line.
Michael Willis, screen name generic white male.
Who, until doing research to this video, I actually thought was dead. However, maybe his worst crime was being boring. Look at this.
Hungry? How does it taste?
Great. Wow. These are home baked?
All he does is just say, I'm just on my way to the beach.
What do you mean? I'm just on my way to the beach. You know what? I don't want this cookie. I just want to get to the beach.
That's not to say that he doesn't have his moments. There's Stairs trying to assassinate him, his knob pick that is censored to actually look like a doorknob, and the absolutely iconic,
I'm cute though, built good.
But he himself has the personality of a dying walrus, so let's delve into his chat log. Where is it? Oh, I'm sure this is just an old version of the website. That's odd. Let's see what the wiki says. Oh my god! Yeah, PJ completely fucked up with this guy to a point where a public defender who was also defending 2 other innocent men was able to very easily win the case because even despite Willis going to the police,
I want you to know that I'd do it all again. I did it because I liked it. Hell, I loved it. I'm sitting here, I'm just itching. I'm itching to do it again.
PJ, with the goal wide open, did a Lewis Graben versus Leeds in 2020 by not handing over the evidence that completely destroys the defense this guy has. PJ says that it was a corrupted hard drive, but then it must have magically been fixed by the hard drive fairies because it's available online, with one reading by Mike Pence of all people. So you gotta ask, what's up with that, Xavier? Anyway, let's get back to the police catching apparently both predators and guys that must have just stumbled in the front door.
We decided, well, let's get a hold of Perverted Justice and have them teach us how to do this operation.
So by now we're getting to a point in time where TCAP has become really famous. And as all cops do, they want a bite of the donut, you know, a bullet in the chamber, to catch some predators who aren't in go. But you can call me Charlie Puth because it seems like a lot of the cops just want attention. Catching the predators is just a side mission because PJ were not the only group doing this, nor were they only doing it with Dateline. But as we'll see later on in Texas, some people just can't help themselves.
How will he explain that one?
Your poor sister's waiting outside with 2 babies in the car?
Yeah.
When To Catch a Predator continues.
Ah, the ever-consistent TCAP music. How I have missed you, my beloved.
The man walking in our back door is 21-year-old David Schumacher, screen name Freebird 72000.
Lord, he should change. He's trying to get high, free bird, yeah. Also, it really is a great name. About time.
You can try one of my cookies, they're so good.
Did you make them?
Yeah, I made it myself.
All right, I'll eat one.
I never know if it's better or worse if the predators are unenthusiastic or not. On the one hand, you don't want them excited to come and violate a child, but on the other hand, it comes across as really bad manners, like they're doing you a favour when you're the creepy degenerate that wants to get his rocks off with a kid. Either way, vamos a prisión, por favor.
I want to be your first, baby.
Okay.
You gonna put my in your mouth? 'Cause I like that.
I guess I can try it.
Just let me drive, baby. I'll show you heaven.
If that's true, then I want to be Gal Gadot.
Imagine there's no heaven.
Do you want to make love or for your first time?
What's the difference?
It's just raw passion, and making love is a connection of bodies, I guess.
These guys always say the dumbest shit imaginable, and it makes it so easy to see why they're so alone.
Then Freebird seems to worry I'm a cop.
You seem like law enforcement.
I happen to know law enforcement.
You do. So you're an expert in this area.
No, I'm just saying, you come off as law enforcement.
Really?
So.
You know how you come off?
How's that?
Somebody who's very nervous.
He's not wrong. He's been charged with seemingly everything from possession to grand theft auto to battery, but noticeably not for this. He took a plea deal to admit to some of his other charges if they dropped his arrest here, but that's not where his involvement ends, because I'm telling you, PJ were on some dodgy nonsense this investigation. Picture the scene. You're a nonce. Harder for some of you to imagine than others. You're also a multi-time criminal, the R-Truth 24-hour title type of crime, and you're finally looking at a big offence. Your lawyer has at least seen 12 Angry Men, and also isn't defending 6,000 other people at the same time, so they subpoena PJ's computers to know what you're up against, only to find out that the group isn't handing anything over. The lawyer tells you it's no big deal, and that the FBI are going to pick it up, and then you can start working on the case. Now you're thinking, great, the FBI is getting involved. Only, as the feds are on their way to pick up the hard drive, the group with literally the only evidence of your guilt just decide to wipe the drive clean, destroying all evidence of your very clear-cut crime. You'd feel happy as a pig in the Breakfast Club. Sorry, you'd be happy as a pig in shit. No wonder this guy kept committing low-level crimes. And after he became a YouTuber for a day, he was arrested multiple times, most recently in 2022 on charges of burglary and property damage, and was effectively sentenced to 20 years in prison. So at least that's a happy ending.
We were in a role-playing chat room, dude.
It's truly amazing how he just pulls this out of his ass and says it like it's all he's been saying the entire time. Remember, people, delusion can get you far. He's taken away and we don't get to see more of him until later, because first we have to watch this guy pull up and start smoking, and it's really incredible how completely separate from their disgusting perversions. So many of these guys are just unbelievably rude. Genuinely, so many of these guys just have no manners at all, and I think there's a really big reason for that. To do this sort of crime, most people have to sort of make a mental detachment from reality to convince themselves that what they're doing is okay. And in my personal opinion, that leads them to dehumanize the decoy in their mind. They see them as no more as their own little personal fleshlight or a doll that they can submit to any of their desires. It's so unbelievably gross. It's why they start acting all rude towards the decoys, because in their minds, they're the only real person involved. The decoy's just there to fulfill their fantasies. It's also evident that Chris is perturbed by this too. But I think their interactions with him show it the best, because most of the time that they interact with him, they're all polite and stuff. Some even shake his hand or, address him as sir. But that doesn't apply to the person that they've come over to see.
Instead of coming in right away, he stays outside and smokes a cigarette. Our actress tries to get him to come inside.
Thanks for smoking outside.
He's 45-year-old Dennis Ramsey, a truck driver, screen name Daddy for You.
That's the creepiest screen name so far.
Online, Daddy for You says, I just met you, I like you, and the world says it's wrong because I'm older than you.
I like you, and I want you.
Then later, under a different screen name, Bluegrass Rules,
less creepy, but still just as fucking shit.
I knew this was gonna happen.
He tells me he has kids of his own.
Oh, so that's fun and definitely cause for concern. Though it does raise a question. Say your dad was arrested for attempting to diddle kids. How would the police break that to you? It's not exactly like they have a card for that. Just like, oh, sorry to tell you, but your dad's a nonce.
He tells me he has kids of his own.
Your dad's a paedophile, he touches little children, his actions were so vile, so now he's off to prison.
I can't tell you how ashamed I am.
Give it a go, we'll listen. So Dennis the Menace gets camarade, and we move on to...
It's almost 4 o'clock in the morning when 44-year-old Thomas Moffat, screen name Moff1960, pulls up to our house.
Who is such an inconsiderate, condescending, rude little pussy-hole of a man. And when you watch him, I want you to keep in mind what I said earlier about these guys not seeing the decoys as their partners.
I'm trying to hit on you and you're laughing at me?
No, I'm not.
Okay, good. Am I freaking you out?
Why would you freak me out?
Because I'm 44 and I'm hitting on you? So would you ever fool around with an old guy like me?
Okay, how about after I come in, I'll strip?
For reals?
Sure, if you want me to.
You're kidding me.
Nope.
You can take your clothes off in the laundry room if you want to.
So my least favourite Moffat sets up this date with a child, and guess what? This guy is one of the 3 that got off. This time at trial, after he was determined to have genuinely changed. So once again...
The accused is an innocent man.
So after this grown-ass man says he'll strip naked for this child, he arrives and bottles it like Darby in 2023.
You said you were going to do something for me in the laundry room. Were you lying to me? Are you going to back out on me? Because that's what I feel like you're going to do now.
Cautious.
Man, shut the fuck up. You've already done everything. You typed all that nonsense out. You drove all this way. It's 4 in the fucking morning. About as cautious as Gyoka as in the box, you fake-ass chicken shit Doctor Who runner's show name-having asshole. So they leave the decoy to talk with Thomas the Wank Engine.
For 30 minutes!
Because Chris had fucked off for a siesta, I guess. During which Moffat pretends he's Sherlock because the obvious bait is obvious. And then he finally gets tackled about 27 minutes too late. I do want to know what the police were doing all this time, though.
Okay, guys, he's out of the car. He's walking really, really fast.
This 24-year-old Elazar Hansen, screen name Importuner81, is here after making a date online with a girl posing as a 13-year-old. He begins to look around and appears to spot our crew upstairs.
Hi.
Yeah, did you bring a pot?
No.
Surely when this kind of shit happens, the police have to wonder whether the entire fucking big-ass camera crew is entirely necessary. You know, on this mostly hidden camera show that only works through stealth.
43-year-old Freddy Fernandez, screen name LatinHawk63.
Necesito más pixels, por favor. Shite photo, better screen name than the last guy, I guess, but look at this takedown with Fort Myers police.
Get down now!
This case of a man who calls himself Pepe is a first for us.
Hey, I could have sworn this guy was a sad frog. He's another predator with a weird screen name and terrible photo. But he's not like most guys because he's deaf. Not that it matters in the slightest, it just makes Dateline look a bit silly for not knowing that. Fun fact, this guy allegedly stopped talking to the 15-year-old decoy that he was talking to, instead choosing to focus on the 12-year-old. That actually wasn't fun.
The picture sent to him is of our actress.
Sweet grown-up Jesus and definitely not the baby one. It will never fail to make me shudder seeing the photos that these guys see to then turn around and start trying to get it on with. I mean, just look at the chat log he had with PJ. You are 12. Age, I can't get you if I am in jail, you know.
Oh, what is going on?
It's in all caps.
I thought you older, but I don't know you at 12 age. Do you talk me or leave? Okay, do you have pick or can? Considering the very start of this conversation was about him not wanting to talk to a younger girl, this took a left turn very quickly. He goes on to talk about the picture we saw, saying, "Yes, I saw you pick very pretty girl." And he continues on the broken English for 1,160 messages, making it very clear that he would like to romance the decoy with his mouth, and also how he likes all the sex. And after all this chat and driving 2.5 hours to make the sex with the girl, he got 9 months in prison. System works, guys. Though he is still on the registry to this day, so there's a happy ending, I guess.
Red was the color of his shirt. It was also the color of his face.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Elite Zingers with Stone Phillips.
The man in the black hat is 31-year-old Thomas Coffin, a self-employed handyman.
The Undertaker is here!
He's here after making a date online for sex with a girl pretending to be 14.
Why the fuck does he dress like Twink Toilet if he was slightly thinner and in love with Vincent Ambrosio? He also has a weird tattoo that I can't tell if it's bad because it sucks, or because the camera is from 1956. He's functionally bald under that big-ass hat as well. And combined with his excuses, I know who he really is.
Online, he tells the girl posing as a 14-year-old several times that he loves her.
He first tells the decoy that he loves her 4 days into talking, which might be the most embarrassing part, but he also keeps calling her love throughout the conversation like he's a 56-year-old Cockney woman named Phyllis. So I don't know what that's about.
He also makes it clear he's coming to the house to have sex with her. He even sends her a picture of himself naked.
If I ever start doing stuff like this for anyone that I met 4 days ago, I want my friends to put me down like Bambi's mum, Old Yeller, that one guy from Of Mice and Men. Another thing, isn't sending dick pics a predator's whole thing? Because why does he look so awkward in this photo? It's blurred and I'm still getting secondhand embarrassment beyond the rage. He's also just so boring too, serving only to be an unfairly negative stereotype of Southerners.
Then he tries to explain it all away as one big computer glitch.
I shut down my computer and stuff, and my computer's messed up.
Your computer, so it just, magically typed itself like a player piano?
No, it's messed up. I'm saying I got a virus in it.
In a world where machines rule, AI is used to frame unsuspecting people of being a nonce.
I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on adults who meet teens on the internet.
Heartwarming. Predators' lives crumble in an instant.
Hey man, I don't want to be on the news. You feel me?
We are filming.
I don't want to be on the news, dog.
Well, it's a little late for that, dog. He decides to go out the front door.
Run into the car. Move.
But that doesn't stop detectives from catching him and placing him under arrest.
I have to say that in this very particular instance, I love all the unnecessary tackles that are flying in. Especially since they don't have their weapons drawn and pointed like fucking amateurs. Murphy. Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself.
It turns out there was at least one thing he said earlier that turned out to be true.
I happen to know law enforcement.
He has quite a long rap sheet.
Him versus Jean-Pierre Weary in a battle of ultimate criminality.
And this car belongs to the 45-year-old who was too afraid to come into the house and meet a girl who told him she was 12.
That's not right. Like an over-the-counter Viagra type thing?
Ah yes, the very picture of innocence.
Confessed to everything, that he had solicited her over the internet, stated that he knew that she was underage, and that he'd come down here to make his fantasy come to fruition.
You have him arriving. You saw his communications.
You have her confession.
And yet PJ of all people still managed to get him off. Very odd how you can admit to a crime to the police, but still not be prosecuted. Suppose it's normal if you're a streamer, I guess.
This is 27-year-old Eric Thornton, screen name Balin79.
One a good screen name is all I ask. Will never happen.
At one point during the chat, he gets on his webcam and masturbates and types, "Did you see it?" The decoy says, "Not really, too dark," and he types back, "Shoot," and then brags about what he had just done.
Excuse me. Sometimes Chris is really too nonchalant for my liking when it comes to line delivery.
Hey, come on in.
Alright.
I made some chocolate chip cookies and I left them on the table. Just take a seat. I'll be right there.
That's fine. No problem. You're good.
You like them? I made them all by myself. I can't wait to see you.
Well, with all that, it sounds like you've got a pretty big night planned, huh?
Yep.
Thank you, Chris. Save us from the most boring man in all of America. He can't, but next up we have a heavyweight, an icon, the kind of guy that you watch TCAP for.
He's 48-year-old Donald Morrison, screen name Donnie 1957, male.
Can I get you a glass of milk to go along with those cookies?
No, Chris. Just no.
Fast off and do it again.
Just like our other visitor, he admits he has a problem when it comes to underage girls.
I have a compulsion with for younger women.
The voice.
For younger women.
The look. The easy admission of guilt. It's what you envision when you think of a TCAP predator. The most interesting thing, though, and other predators do this too, is that he calls them
younger women.
These guys genuinely don't think that they're doing anything morally wrong because they don't see these people as girls, just young women. Now, some people will use the phrase as a turn of phrase, a la Gordon Ramsay.
What'd you do? Sorry, Chef. Come on, young man.
But that certainly isn't the case here. They're using that phrase to help justify it in their minds. They aren't talking with a 15-year-old child. They're just fantasizing about a young adult. Guess it helps them sleep at night. This guy absolutely just spills his guts, by the way, the same way Bold Beaver Hunter thought Chris was a therapist. I think this guy might have got a little confused and initially thought that he was there as like a confidant. I urge you to watch this interview, by the way, because it's just gold. From his sweaty shirt, to the way he swings his feet like a baby on a high chair, to the way that he just does not move when the cameras come out into his face, just acting like it's a regular Tuesday for him. Which makes sense, it wasn't the first time he was in trouble with the law, and it wouldn't be the last. After this sting, he was caught browsing photos of children at a public library whilst on probation. Honestly, go and watch this interview with Chris, it's great.
Your mommy.
When he gets to the jail, he goes into diabetic shock.
Am I going to be able to get
He's taken in handcuffs to the hospital where he's treated and then brought back to jail. The next day, he appears before a judge.
Donald Morrison, you're charged with a sex offense against a child.
Your Honor, may I ask a question?
No, sir.
Okay.
Shut up, bitch!
After conducting 4 internet predator investigations in 4 different states, you'd think we'd be prepared for anything.
He's getting out of the car.
But what happens here in Florida shocks us all.
Oh, no. He brought his son with him. He's got his child with him.
That oh no truly came from the soul. For the police and PJ, this has probably got to be the most heartbreaking thing they've ever seen whilst doing this show. It's also, besides just being plain disgusting, has to be the dumbest thing you can do. You know that saying, if you want an honest opinion, ask a kid? The plan was to put him into another room whilst he cheated on his wife by raping a child, but he still probably would have told his mum what happened. Not that that would have mattered, mind, because this has to be probably the most tragic ending of any TCAP story, because the little boy's mother, when faced with divorcing the pedo that tried to cheat on her whilst in the presence of their son, and staying with the said pervert and losing custody rights to the child, decided to follow off the child and stick by the pedo.
He's a 40-year-old married man, Clifford Wallach, screen name PhotoFix.
So just to clarify the full story, this guy took their son to a sting house and was caught trying to have sex with a 14-year-old boy. He was convicted and sentenced to 5 years in prison. He has another son with the wife that stuck by him. He then divorces her in 2021. So this woman chose this loser for 15 years over her son who, and this really needs to be put into perspective, would be around the same age I am now. I can't possibly imagine how terrible life for that kid must be. There is some good news though. This predator finds it incredibly hard to keep a job, and even the guards in prison reportedly hated him.
Because we don't want to scare the little boy, we immediately tell the man what's going on.
I think the police, PJ, MSNBC, all handled this in the best way that you could reasonably expect from them.
I gotta tell you something, and I'm gonna tell you just straight up right now. I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC.
Okay.
We're doing a story on adults beating children, and since you have your child here, I'm not going to pursue this.
Okay.
But I think you know what you were doing here, don't you?
No, I was just coming to take some for lunch.
My point is, because your child is here, I think it'd be best if you just went ahead and left.
Yeah, I agree. I'm never gonna do this again.
I'm just surprised that nothing registered in this dumb cunt's brain when he was holding his child. To be fair, it might have registered and he could just be pure evil.
Please give me my son, please.
I know I was about to commit a horrendous crime against children, but law enforcement, please give me back my vulnerable young child. And that is it for this episode. It's probably the best episode as all the fat has been trimmed and we can get to focus on just the predators being caught, with a little bit of flavour to tell you how they caught them. It's also such a different segment to the one that started it off. Thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy, then please leave a like, comment and subscribe, and I shall see you all later.